Hey y'all, I'm back with another episode of Dark Girl Chronicles. Hi, hello. I am actually using my phone for once to record this because usually I use my laptop and I have a webcam on it and I use it to do that, but I'm actually using my phone for once because I got a new tripod, so I can use my tripod and record sitting here, which is good. I got decent lighting in here too, so um, yeah. Look at technology. So not much going on. I just wanted to do an episode, talk about some things, and see what's going on. Check in with folks and proof of life. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm very much alive. Very much life is lifing. Um, I am I am trying to get some stuff done. I've been working on my makeup stuff for my other channel, which is called Budget Beauty, and I have been doing videos steadily for that, and so that's why I really haven't been doing stuff with Dark Girl Chronicles on my personal channel, just because it's time consuming and trying to get videos done and get established that and get things going there. So, yeah, if y'all want to go check me out, my other channel is linked in my, if you look on my profile and it shows other channels. Budget Beauty 2025 is my channel. And I do 3 series right now. One is the main series, which is where I do my long form content, and I do where I like this morning I did this look start to finish, like no makeup, and I put on primer, and then I did in each step, and I did this look. And then that one is, like I said, that's the long form content. So it's going to be kind of long. Matter of fact, this episode that I just did, it was quite possibly the longest one I've ever done. So there's that. And then, I do my second series is the breakdown, which is where I take a look that's already done. So let's say, for example, I didn't film me doing this look from start to finish, and I just decided to do an episode of the breakdown after I'd done this look and I hadn't already filmed it. This is where I would go in detail. This is what I used. This is for my what I use for my eyes. This is what I use for my face. This is what I use for my lipstick. This is what I use, like all of that. That's what the breakdown would be. And then and those tend to be very short, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most, because I'm just detailing products that I used and things that I did. And I've already done it. So you don't have to sit there and wait for stuff to dry and wait for me to explain what that was that I just used. That sort of thing. So then my third series that I just started with this is called the Beauty Haul. And it's where I go and I get stuff that I bought, and I show you what I bought, and I break down the products that I bought and how much it cost. So that one tends to be short form as well, because again, there's only so much you can say about something you just bought and you haven't used it yet. So or it might be something that I bought and I have something else in the same product line, and so I'm just buying another shade of it or something like that. So I tend to get a lot of shipments from ColourPop, Amazon, Juvia's Place, Ulta, because I shop at Ulta a lot, because Budget Beauty. And I like Sephora, and I like some of the brands that are in Sephora, but Sephora costs too much. So I'm kind of like, I'm not coming in here that often. Also, I don't like I don't like some of Sephora's policies. So, outside of selling makeup. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'll go in Ulta. Ulta's cool. So, but there is like one brand that two brands that I really like that are in Sephora only. So I'm kind of, I want to support them, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, really though? Sephora, you kind of weird for that, and I don't like that vibe. So as much as I want to support these people, yeah. So no, it's been going well. I've been trying to get the website going, trying to get my video content up, and get started and get established on YouTube, which is probably where you're gonna see this video. So yeah, I've been trying to do that and just getting into doing my makeup more and trying to do something for myself, make myself look nice, because I like how I look with makeup. So yeah, that's what's going on in my little corner of the world. Getting ready for my sister-in-law's wedding, and trying to help my husband get his suit and stuff together. He did. He got it. He got a text. So he got a text from where he got it set up, and he called them too and made sure that they had the measurements and all of that, just so that if we have to get a backup, we can get a backup. So he's getting a tux, and backup is going to be a black suit if he cannot get, if the tux falls through. So I wanted him to have a backup plan just in case. And so I got my dress already. That's why I was doing this gold makeup, because I was like, well, let me see. I might try and see if I can do some more gold makeup and see what I want to do with this. And I was like, I don't know. I probably won't use this specific makeup, because I had a few little issues when I was doing it. And I was like, yeah, I don't like how that turned out. I take that back. I like how this turned out. I like the final product. But the first eyeshadow that I used, I think in combination with the primer that I used, I don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to have to, I wound up using something else to do the color, and I don't think I'm going to use that as my main thing, because it tends to do what they call creasing, in that it starts pilling up, like it'll separate and pill like a sweater that's got a bunch of lint on it, and you can see the fabric just kind of bunching up. It'll do that with makeup if you're not using good primer, or it's just not a good formula for the makeup itself. And this particular brand that I filled in with this gold, because this is supposed to be gold here, this particular brand tends to crease. And so I have like 4 of them in this brand line. And I do like the gold color. It is a champagne color, and that's what I need, because I have a champagne colored dress. And so I was like, okay, the champagne color is good, and I can see it. I'm looking at it now, getting it a little close. It's not creasing just yet, but it will. So that's why I'm like, I probably won't use this for the dress, for when we actually go to the wedding and wear it for the dress. I will use something else. I have other gold that is really good, and I already have done. I did a budget beauty episode where I did trial makeup, and it was fine. So we'll see how well that goes, I think. But I probably won't use this specific that I have on. I have a lot of gold makeup too. That's the thing. So I have options. I do have options, but that's why we're trying this ahead of time, so we can make sure we're ready to go and we're not behind. So, just getting ready for that. That's the next event coming up, that we're going to need to get dressed up for and get, niced up for. So, we're going to see. We've had some drama related to his suit and or tuxedo, and I'm just like, there's no need for all of this, and there's no need for y'all to be doing all this carrying on. And what you're not going to do is stress this household out. You're not stressing us out in this household. So whatever it is you got going on behind the scenes, you keep that over there. That ain't got nothing to do with what's happening in this household. So I'm already I done already put my foot down and said, you need to let your people know, knock it off, because this ain't cute. Stop. You're not coming in here and making this a stressful event for us. It don't need to be a stressful event. And just because somebody else ain't involved, that ain't taint none of my business, okay? And they ain't got nothing to do with me, so leave me out of it. So yeah, we'll see how well that goes. But yeah, this is this is the makeup. This is the makeup game that somewhat, and I'm not even gonna wear this wig. This wig that I have on, I'm not wearing for the wedding. I have a short wig that has a lot of curls in it, and it's a brunette wig, but it's a short wig and it's full of curls and the thing, and I had to brush it and tame it. But that's the one I'm gonna wear. So and it's gonna be really cute. I think it's gonna be super cute. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Like I say, nothing else too much going on. I'm trying to think what else has been happening. Work has been work. When I tell y'all, I learn something new every day at my job. Every day that I've been there in the last 3.5 years, I have learned something new. I have taught myself stuff. I have learned from other people. I have taught other people things. I learn something new every day. I learned something new on Friday and applied it and did it. So I am now permanently on Medicaid auditing, which that's what I did when I first started there. And that was the side I started on, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I've been bugging these people from the beginning. Put me on Medicaid. I won't be on Medicaid. When y'all gonna put me on Medicaid? Now you know I won't be on Medicaid. I want to go where my people are, and I won't be on Medicaid. So now I have finally been put on Medicaid. So I very much enjoy it. I am learning to supervise this type of work and supervise other auditors. Because I'm working under someone very experienced and very good, and so I really like working with her. And she teaches. I don't know if she realizes she's teaching, but she's teaching. She's definitely teaching, teaching me. And I try to soak up what she's saying and take notes and go back and refer to what I just note it down and then apply it and then teach it to somebody else shortly thereafter, because somebody's gonna come to me and ask a question, because I'm the next. She is technically, I'm the in charge, and technically she's the in charge. She's basically the in charge, but I am also an in charge, and so I'm really shadowing her and trying to in charge at the same time, do the things that an in charge would do for this engagement, and be able to then go out and do it on my own. So technically I'm the in charge, but technically I'm not. So I still have people above me, definitely have people above me who are like, okay, this is what I want you to do. You go and you tell them what they're going to be doing. So it's stuff like that. So, and I have no problem with that. I'm like, please show me what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to lead these people. Like, I feel like I don't know as much as they. Listen, we on the same level. We're not on the same level title wise, but knowledge wise, some days I'm just like, I don't know. They'll come ask me a question. I'm like, I don't know. Shit, if I know. We need to go ask somebody above me to answer this question, and then we can proceed with whatever they tell us we need to be doing. Some things I can answer, and I can say, okay, this is the concept behind this. This is why you would do this. This is how you can tie it to something you've already done. And because the concepts are the same. It's just called something different here in Medicaid as it is in stateside. So yeah, that's why I'm just like, okay, well, some stuff I can answer, but sometimes this above my pay grade, and we need to go talk to somebody. So I very much, I know when to fold that hand and go ask somebody before you walk these people into trouble. And then now you got to fix your stuff and their stuff too. So no, we go ask questions first, and then I get a very clear picture, and then I come back and I let them know, yes, this is what I think is what's happening here. I talked to person above me and they said, yes, they think this is happening too. And so this is what I think you should do. So it's like that. So, pretty soon, I guess, I will be doing my own, I will be leading my own engagements and leading my own little team and telling people how to do stuff. So we'll see. I'm very excited about that. And being able to teach and learn on my own and be able to do, right now, like I say, I'm up underneath this teacher of mine. I'm up underneath her. And I do try to take the initiative to do stuff that I know needs to be done. So I can look at stuff and go, okay, I know that still needs to be done. This needs to be done. We need to talk to these people still. We need to get an answer for this question. One of my team, so-and-so had this question. I answered it, but I want to get your opinion on this, and then I can get her to figure out what else we need, and then I can get stuff together for a request list for you, that sort of thing. As a senior auditor, that's kind of what I'm learning to do, and be able to form that concept on my own and be able to take it from start to finish and be able to do it and take the initiative from start to finish and be able to do it that way. So I'm hoping that this is reflected in that they've seen this growth. Okay. They've seen this growth and they will take that into account when I get my review coming up. That yes, I have taken more of an initiative to learn how to do the stuff that I'm supposed to be teaching other people and also doing. I'm taking the initiative to learn it, going outside of work to learn it, while I'm at work learning it, then applying it and then teaching it to someone else. And I'm thankful I have the benefit of a little bit of time, and they're not just throwing me, feet first into the fire. So I can take the time to learn, but I'm hoping that this is reflected, because it would be a shame if somebody didn't pick up on that. And I'm like, do I have to spell that out for y'all? I don't feel like I should have to do that. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have to do that, but we'll see. But yeah, work has been working. But I'm very thankful. Very thankful. I did get a new, I got a new roof put on the house, which was not cheap. And so we had to save up the money starting in like November. I think I started in November. We discovered we were probably going to need a new roof in October when the hurricane came through and just messed up everything. And came home from work and there was a big giant wet spot on my roof, and I was like on my ceiling in my living room, and I'm like, that should not be there. This is a problem. So I called and got a guy to come over who had done the roof at my grandma's house, and I was like, yeah, I need to get a roof done. And so he slides a piece of paper across the table with a figure on it, and I'm like, excuse me, sir, what is this? Like, and he's like, well, I mean, that's how much it's going to cost to do your roof. And I'm like, sir, this is a massive student loan payment that I could be making. What? So, yeah, that was kind of crazy. So what I wound up doing was every month from like November until beginning of this month, because I had to dip in it a couple of times, because stuff would come up and I was like, I need to take some of this money I got saved up and I need to do this right now. But from November until beginning of May, I took money out of my pay, and then my husband chipped in, once a month, and I did twice a month. And we saved it up that way. So, at the end of April, I called and was like, all right, I'm ready. Because I had called him I called him at the end of March and told him, I was like, I'm pretty sure at the end of April, we're going to be ready to go get this done. And so he did. He came and did it not yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. Not Friday, but Thursday. They came and did it Thursday. Took them a day because my house isn't big at all. I have a small house, so my roof isn't very big. But they came and did it. The roof looks gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm still just sitting up there waiting because I'm like, bro, I gotta pay you. So I'm like, I gotta pay you. So anytime now, because I really want to use this money for other stuff. But I know I gotta pay you for this roof. So yeah, we're ready to get that done. So we got a couple of other projects around the house. I need new bedroom furniture. I definitely need a new bed. I need a new dresser. I need new bedroom furniture altogether. So that's one thing. I need to get my septic tank done. That's one thing. Every room in this house that does not have like this, you can't really see where I'm pointing, but this, that doesn't have this wood paneling. Every room in this house that does not have wood paneling is going to need something done with the plaster work on the wall. So you have to get new drywall and all of that. So, yeah, we're going to have to get that done. So then I need a new screen door on my front porch. I need, I'm trying to think what else. I think that's all. I need new carpet. This is all the original carpet in this house, except in the living room, and we got that done in 1998. So I need all new that too. So, and then I need to get my kitchen floor finished, and I need to get my bathroom floor finished. Put new tile down in there, whole new refresh in the bathroom, new sink in the bathroom. Toilet's fine because we just got a new toilet maybe 4 years ago. So the toilet's fine. But we need new something. We need everything new in there. I want a new tub. I need caulking done around the tub. I need a bathroom refresh. Painting done in the hallway. So yes, we just got it also too. We got a new AC unit. We didn't talk about this in our last video. My husband and I did our last video for our anniversary, but in November, that AC unit that y'all see back there on the wall, the little control panel back there, yeah. So right about November, my AC unit shit the bed. I mean shit the bed. I had air conditioning, but not heating. And this was like the day after Thanksgiving, and it was cold the day after Thanksgiving. So woke up in him, and I was woke up for the day, and I said, Lord, it's cold in here. I said, husband, go see what that thermostat say. Since you were up, go see what the thermostat say. He go over there. He said, it's 64 degrees in here. I said, excuse me, 64? Why is it 64 in here? It's not supposed to be 64 in here. So then he said, yeah, it says it's supposed to be on 68. Right. The heat was supposed to be on 68. So your girl immediately was like, hold on. If the heat says it's supposed to be on 68 and it's down to 64, that means the heat has not come on at all. And it has gotten increasingly colder in here because no heat's coming on. So at some point between Thanksgiving night and the day after Thanksgiving, that them couple hours in between that, it just absolutely just. So I said, well, we need to call somebody because we can't not have heat in here. It would get entirely too cold. So I had to pull my little heater out that my mama bought probably 25 years ago. Yeah, she bought that thing probably in 1999, 2000, when we moved back into this house. She bought a little space heater. And I said, well, go and pull that space heater out. We got to have some warmth in this room. And it can be cold everywhere else in the house, but we got to have warmth in this room. So what they did was, I called Second Wind because they do my plumbing stuff for me, and I really like them. And I knew they have a payment plan. So I called them and I said, so y'all know how I know I'm a repeat customer in your system. She said, yes, ma'am. We see what done come out there for you. What's going on? What you need? I said, well, it's not plumbing for once. It's actually my AC unit. And I said, I got cooling, but I ain't got heating. And she said, oh no, it was cold today. I said, you're correct. She said, well, let me get somebody out there and, we'll see what we can do. So they sent a guy out, real nice fella. He comes in and he takes a look at it and he's like, say, how old is your AC unit? And I said, it is, at the time, I said, this was 2024. So I said, it's 16 years old, because we got that one in 2008. When we were living here, me and my erstwhile ex-husband that y'all have heard so much about. My ex-husband and I were living here at that point in time with my mama, and lightning struck the old one. Okay. And so she had to get a new one. And so for a few days in July, we sweltered in this house, but we got a new unit. It cost $5,000 at the time. So that's going to be important. So, and I remember saying then, that's a lot of money. So we had it in and it worked well. Well, time caught up with it. So I told him, I said, 16 years old, so 2008. And he said, well, it's time. So what happened was, what induced the inducer that induces the heat to come on had. So he said, well, you got two options. One, you can get this replaced. You can get the inducer replaced. The problem is, though, you have a 16-year-old unit. So at some point, the whole thing is going to be, it ain't going to be just the heating. It's going to be the cooling too. So he said, yeah, it really is time for you to replace this. But you could delay the inevitable for a little bit while longer. And I said, well, I'm also saving for a roof right now. So I don't think we can't do two projects at once. They're going to be one or the other. And I got to have heating right now. This is not we can put that off. So I said, well, he said, well, your other option is to just go ahead and get you a new unit. And I said, well, probably going to go ahead and do that, because what was going to happen was I was still going to wind up having to get a new unit anyway. So I would have spent the $1,500 for the inducer there, but also for the new unit later on down the road, I would have spent what I spent. So I was like, you just go ahead and give me the whole new thing and be done with it. So that's what he did. So over a couple of days in November, they came at the end of November. They came and replaced it and put a whole new unit in. Had to get some electrical work done to get it up to snuff. But by the end of, let me think, that was on a Friday. I think on a Saturday. I think Saturday morning is when they came and did it. And it only took them one day. Took them a couple hours, but I had heating by the end of the day. And it was nice and warm in here. It warmed up real quick. My little space heater, I'm so thankful my mama bought that little space heater. That little space heater served us well. Warmed it up real quick, right out in this room. It warmed us up, and we had good heat in here, temporarily until we got the new unit. Now, let's talk cost. Y'all. He comes back and he gave me the final quote. I said, oh, yo, my new AC unit, AC and heating, was $11,500. It had more than doubled price in 16 years. And I was like, oh my God. And he said, that's cheap. And I was like, I know. Because if I had had a bigger house, it would have had to been a bigger unit. So, yeah, it was, Lord, that was expensive. We ain't even talked about what I needed to spend to get the duct work done underneath the whole, because they're going to have to do the whole duct work too. So that would have been another, I don't even know how much, I don't even want to guess how much that was going to be, but I ain't got it. So I said, I'll have to get the duct work done at another time. I will get the duct work done. That's another project to go along with the house. So I was like, I'll get the duct work done at a different time, but I need the AC unit like right now. So because what was going to happen was, I'm telling y'all, and it got cold in January. Oh, and then in January, it snowed and it iced over here, and it got cold. So I was so glad I got all that taken care of in November before it got dummy cold. And I'm talking about like dummy cold for a long period of time. So yeah, I was very, very excited that we got a new unit, but Lord, that was expensive. So I'm paying Second Wind quite a bit of money right now. Quite a bit of money right now. Because they also did my water heater. So that was a project that had to be done. I could not put that off. I have to have hot water. So that's another, that was $7,500. So yeah, we pay Second Wind a lot of, yes, they do. They use a third party loan to do your to do payment plans and stuff like that, but they get a cut of it. I know they're getting money from it. So I'm like, woo, Second Wind love to see me coming. Matter of fact, my man from Second Wind was just here the other day. I called the plumbing because like I say, I use their plumbing, and my bathroom sink every year and a half to 2 years, my bathroom sink clogs up. And so, and it's just from general usage, but it clogs. So I have to call them and be like, hey, I need you to send somebody out. Get them out here. You can get them out here today, tomorrow, whenever you need to, whenever your first earliest convenience. Please send somebody to unclog my sink. This is an ongoing issue. And sure enough, they came. They unclogged it. It took them 5 minutes to unclog it. It didn't even take that long, probably. He spent more time jibber jabbering with me than he did actually doing time it took to unclog the damn sink. So that was another $400, $442.75. I was like, damn it, I need to go get me a snake. The guy said, yeah, you should probably get a snake, because it would cost you far less to do that yourself than for me. He was like, I ain't turning down business. Don't get me wrong. I ain't turning down business. But you should probably get you a snake and do this. It would save you some money. Because I'm just like, bro. And he was like, and call us if you can't do it yourself. Like, you have tried and you can't do it yourself. And I was like, you make an excellent point. So it looked like I'm going to go invest in a plumbing snake from Home Depot or Lowe's or somebody. I'm going to roll on down there and get me one. I need a little backup generator too, because I ain't got one of them either. So yeah, I need to do that. So just in case the power goes out. So, yeah, like it did with the hurricane last year. That was craziness. So that was a whole thing too. So last year in September, we had hurricane. Hurricane comes through, takes out the power. Everybody was out in South Carolina. It was like 600,000 people with no power in South Carolina. Whole upstate was out for like a week and some change. We were out for 5 days here in Columbia, and Dominion Energy is here. So, child, it was ridiculous. So we wound up in this house. We couldn't stay in this house. We stayed in here. The power went out on a Friday morning at 6:30. Okay, hurricane that day that I came home and we had the spot on the roof. I said, oh no, we got so yeah. So the next morning, it was windy and wind was just tearing through, and hurricane force winds almost. And it took our power out. And so, like everybody else, so about 6:30 power went out. Well, stayed out all of Friday. All right. Friday night, it was a little warm in here. All right. Saturday morning, no power. Got a little warmer in here. I said, all right, Still no power. Sunday, I was like, Saturday night, I said, we can't stay in here. It got up to 80 in here. On Saturday night. Friday night it got up to 78. Saturday afternoon, 78. It got up to 80. I want to say about 80, 85 in here Saturday night. And I was like, okay, we can't do this. So, cause I can't sleep in that. I would be sick. And I was. I felt awful. So Sunday morning, I said, okay, well, I'm going to make sure I'm going to do something. We got to do something. So, and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to relay a story very, very shortly about the foolishness that is people. Okay. So what we did was we got a hotel room Sunday night, which everybody in Columbia decided, hey, you know what we should do? Go get a hotel room because we ain't got power. So nobody had hotel rooms in Columbia. We've managed to find one in Blythewood, and it was one of the cheaper ones. But we managed to get, hotels made a killing that week because nobody was home, apparently. Nobody had backup power either because there were no generators to be had because everybody bought them up. So, and the ones you could find was $600. And I was like, baby, I ain't got that. So, child, nobody was at home in Columbia. Boy, this was looking like Hugo times in 1989 when Hugo came through. Bruh, it was like that. So, and I don't think we were without power that long with Hugo. But I know in Columbia, ain't nobody had power for a good solid 3-4 days. So everything in my refrigerator went bad, of course. So I had to get all new groceries. Thankfully, I got paid while all of this was happening. I actually did get paid. So I could go to the grocery store when power came back on, which is what I wound up doing. So I got a hotel room out in Blythewood. So me and husband packed up some things and trudged on over there and stayed for a couple of days. We stayed Sunday night, Monday, and most of Tuesday. Halfway through Tuesday, power came back on at the house. So, and he came, and by the time because he called me, my neighbor said she would keep it because she had power. We were the only one on our street with no power. That's how crazy that was. We were the only ones with no power. Everybody else around us got their power back before we did. We were the last ones. So that's why we got ours back Tuesday morning, probably. We went, I was at the hotel. And so I told him, I said, well, you get, you go over there when you get off from work, go by the house, check to see if the power's on. And he said, neighbor, when he got home, he got over here. Neighbor said, oh yeah, y'all's power came back on. It's been on. I noticed your porch light came back on. I was like, oh, thank God. So I went Tuesday and I got everything packed up and came on back to the house and he said when I got home, it was down to 72 in the house. I was like, oh, thank God. Because the air conditioning had come back on and it had been on for a minute. So yeah, when I tell y'all it was so hot in here, I was like, there ain't no way. I can't sleep in this at all. I cannot. I was sweating so hard. And the only relief I would get, I had a little cool compress because my water was cold. Ain't got no hot water either. So because I got no power. So I had a little cold compress and I would cool myself off with it and then cool him off because he was sweating too. And then cool myself off and then cool him off. So, and I had a little fan, my little fan that I use for my makeup. I had my little fan, but it's a rechargeable fan. So you got to be able to recharge it. So I recharged it, but I used it to try to keep myself cool because I was trying not to die in the heat in here. So yeah, that's why we went Sunday and got a hotel room. So let me tell you about people and why we went and got a hotel room on Sunday. So power went out Friday. Ain't had no power Saturday. Call my aunt A. This should be a recurring theme by now, and y'all done seen me talk about this, and y'all have heard me talk about this in season 4, where I do not fool with my family on my mama's side. I don't get involved in that foolishness no more. After my aunt's funeral in June 2020, I said then, I'm not doing that no more. We're not subjecting ourselves and husband to that foolishness. I'm not doing that. I'm y'all family, and that's how you treat me. I'm not doing that. So, post that and the next and final incident in September of 2020, with my other shithead aunt R, I said, I will not. I will never. I will not. Okay? Do you hear me? When I say never, I mean never. I will never subject myself to that. And I'm not putting up with that. I'm too grown for that. And I don't have the patience or the tolerance for putting up with people who are actively hostile, for one. And two, act like they're doing me some kind of favor by I don't know, being my relative. Like, no. You're not doing me any favors here. Okay. So, let me tell you about how people do. So, Saturday, I called. Or no, she called me. A called me and says, y'all got power? Hell no. I ain't got no power. Most of Columbia ain't got power. So, okay. Well, I was just calling to check on y'all. Make sure you're all right. That was Saturday. Apparently, Aunt R ain't have power either. And I was like, well, welcome to the fucking club. I mean, what you want me to do? Like, I guess I'm supposed to be sad because she ain't got power either. I don't care. So, okay. That was Saturday. Went to the library, charged up all of my devices, which a lot of people were doing. And so I'd have my phone charged because I was having to charge it in the car because I'd have to go outside in front of my house and sit in my car and I do not have it in an enclosed space. We don't have a driveway, none of that. So we were not at risk of killing ourselves here with carbon monoxide poisoning. So I would go outside, run the air conditioning in my car, cool myself off, give myself some power. And, I had to go get some gas, but for the most part, we had electricity so long and charged up devices so long as we were sitting in the car. Okay. So that was Saturday night. I spent most of Saturday night sitting in front of my house, and then I came back in the house. Now, everybody around me on Saturday got lights. Everybody. The McDonald's up the street from me has lights. I'm like, hold on. Why everybody around me got lights but not me? So, Sunday. So I figured I must be on a different power grid than everybody else on this street. Must be. Because there ain't no way that I don't have power. Why do I not have power but everybody else does? There was one other person behind us that didn't have power either, and I suspect they were on the same grid that we are. So, because I was looking at it, I was tracking this on the Dominion Energy outage map. I've been tracking it since Friday morning. So, then, Sunday, here she comes. So Saturday, she says, Saturday night, Aunt A says, well, you might want to think about getting you a hotel room. So that was my face for a minute. And I told Brandon, I said, I think she got power at the house. Sunday, she confirms for me. She has power at her house. She lives 15 minutes from me. Okay? She lives 15 minutes away. She ain't never lost power. She had power the whole time. We did not. Sunday morning, she calls me again. And she's telling me, yeah, Aunt R ain't got power over at Grandma's house. I don't care about Aunt R at this point in time. I don't care about Aunt R at any point in time. But definitely right now, okay? I don't give a fuck about Aunt R right now. I care about when they're going to cut my power back on, okay? And when everybody else is going to get their power back. Because this is not a good situation. It is 5,000 degrees outside because it's September in Colombia. Okay? It's still hot here. I don't care. It's like October. It's August and September in Colombia. It's hot here. Like it's not going to cool off at night. So even with the window open, it didn't cool off. It actually made it worse in here. So I don't give a fuck about Aunt R. I don't care. You care about Aunt R, but I do not. So after she says Sunday, she's like, y'all need to think about getting a hotel room. I was like, okay, now that's the second time that you've told me this. So what you're telling me is don't come over here because I'm not housing you for however long it takes for you to get power back. Even though that would be the most sensible, cost-effective solution for me. Okay. Also, it would be the most sensible solution for in terms of our jobs. Okay. Because both of us work downtown, basically. Both of us. As a matter of fact, all three of us work downtown. Let's call it that. All three of us work downtown. So tell me why you wouldn't be like, hey, I know that you work downtown. Come on over. Family, what you doing? Now, why you sitting up in a hot ass house? Come on over to the house now. Don't be sitting up in no hot ass house. Come on to the house. Just come on over. Get you some things and come on over to the house. That way you ain't got to be running back and forth too often. But come on over. I expect to see you roundabout. You would think. No, that's not what happened. Not at all. I said, and I told Brandon, I said, it's almost as if she really is trying to avoid, she's doing everything she can to avoid us coming over to her house. I wonder why that is. Probably because Aunt R was already over there. Probably. And she figured, well, niece can take care of herself. Fuck, I need to take care of her. She got a whole ass husband. He should be figuring this out for her. We're gonna skip over the husband part. We're gonna skip the husband part. Skip them. We're gonna focus solely on the fact that family, niece, blood relative, and the first thing you say is, well, you need to go spend money to take care of yourself instead of me opening up my home so that you might have some refuge from this foolishness that's going on that is of no fault of your own, that you can't do anything about other than find some other accommodation so that you don't die of heat stroke. And when I told Brandon that, I said, and that is why they are relatives and they are not family. That is why. At no point did it come up, hey, you should come over to the house. Nope, not at all. I said it is very much as if she's doing everything she can to get around saying come over to the house. I said that's fine. That's perfectly fine. It lets me know. I mean, it solidified for me what I already knew. I knew this. This is nothing new. And I told Brandon, I said, and you knew this. This is nothing new. I want you to pay attention and I want you to learn. I definitely want you to learn. and keep an eye out and pay attention to how folks do you when you need somebody. It ain't like she ain't have room. It's really not. It's not like she ain't have room. She has room. We could have made room. I promise you, I'd have figured some shit out, all right? I would have figured some shit out. Listen, and this is what especially got me. Not only would I have figured out some shit and made sure that we were not, one, in the way, two, running up your electric bill, because now you're adding two more people to the house where, that's extra on your electricity, okay? It just is. Even if they are using a small amount, you're still adding two people, okay? So not only would we have not been an inconvenience in that way, we would have made sure house was kept clean for however long we need to be there. House gonna be clean. I'm not going to somebody's house and dirtying it up and making a mess and being an awful guest. We don't do that. I was taught better than that. I would have provided some type of compensation, whether it be in groceries, because I gotta eat. So I need to be able to feed myself and my partner here. Okay. He would have made sure stuff was done around the house. You need your dishes done? Here, let me get in here. I'll wash the dishes. You clean up you sweep, clean up. You need your grass cut while I'm here, because I can do that. I got a lawnmower over at the house. I'll go get it, cut your grass, and come back, okay? We would have contributed to the household in some meaningful way while we were there. We're not going to take advantage of somebody's kindness and not contribute and give back for the kindness that was shown to us. Both of us, as nutty as my damn mother-in-law is, both of us were raised, you be helpful and you contribute when you are at somebody's house. You don't ever just sit there and not contribute. You let them tell you what they want done, but you ask, how can I help you? How may I help you? What can I do to make things go faster here? What can I do to make things easier for you? Especially if you hosting me. Even if I'm over there for dinner, she knows. What do you need me to do? You need me to help cook something? You need me to do, what do you need me to do? You need me to help to set up stuff? You need me to break down stuff? You need your dishes washed? You need the floor swept? I mean, what do you need from me to help you with this? Do you need me to run to the stove? Like, I'm that person that when I go over that is what I do. Okay? So I'm trying to figure out why you think this would be any different. So if I got to come over here for a couple of days because my damn house too hot, the one that we co-own together, do you not think I wasn't going to contribute? I wasn't going to, here, let me slide you a little bit of money across the table. Do you think I wasn't going to hand you some cash? Here, I've used up this amount of groceries. I've used up this amount of toilet tissue in the house. Here, let me go to the store and replenish what you have had at the house that I used up. Like, what we doing? Y'all, when I tell you, I said, though, that tracks about right. That tracks about right. So, I wasn't surprised, but it never fails to surprise me. So, I learned my lesson, and I told him, I said, you better take a lesson from this. You pay attention to how folks treat you. When you're in your time of need, you pay attention to who was there for you and who is not. And you remember that. So, we got through it. Like I say, I left and left the motel that we were staying at, and came back to the house, and we got everything. We got back to normal. Got some things together, and we carried on, but it was just like like, I just made that face. It was just like, for real? For real. All right, I'm gonna remember that though. Child, I said I'm gonna remember that. I definitely gonna remember that. Okay. Same thing with this roof. The short version was, it was like, bruh, we gotta get this roof. This roof is like $6,000. I ain't got $6,000 off the top of my head. So I might have to go get some type of loan or something, because we have to get this done. This is not we can put this off. Thankfully, thank God, the roof held up from the time that we spotted that spot on the ceiling until Thursday when they came in and put the new roof on. Thankfully it held up, but I was concerned because I'm like, you got a spot like that? Okay, that's not good. So I said, I called, because again, co-owned the house. So I'm like, I might have to do that. But that because she co-owns the house with me, it means she would have to, she'd have to co-sign on stuff for any type of loan that you're getting for like a home improvement loan. That's what we had to do when we got the home improvement loan on the house when my mama got it. Okay. Child, it was like, it literally everything but trying to be helpful. And I was like, what part of we have to get this done and I don't have that kind of money laying around? You are the co-owner of this house. You need to be invested in this too. Okay? Yes, you're a silent partner. No, you don't live here, but you co-own it. What part of I ain't got $6,000 just laying around? I realize you don't have it either. I ain't coming to you to get the money. That's not the point. I ain't coming to you and saying I need $6,000 from you to take care of this roof. No, what I'm telling you is I need you to help me get a loan potentially to help pay for the $6,000 that I need. And it was like, well, what happens if something happened to you and we got this loan? Well, what the hell did you do when my mama got it? Why was that not a concern then? Because that's what literally happened. Something happened to her, aka she died, and the loan became due, and guess who had to go do something about it? The new co-owner. So why was it not an issue then? It is now an issue? Really? Okay, so you know what? Never mind. I'll figure some shit out myself, and I will take care of it myself, and I will let you know when it's done. So Thursday, when it was done, I sent her a text. I sent her a picture. Roof is done finally. We're moving on to the next project in a couple months. Because it was just like I just kind of made that face. The whole time. I was just like, are you fucking serious? So if you're not going to be helpful when I need you to be helpful, fucking just sell me your half of it. Just sell me your half. But it's cheaper, and it's really to my advantage if she doesn't do that, because I'd have to pay her for half of the value of the house. So, you know what? No, thank you. I'm not paying you any money for something that you should be doing anyway. No, you're going to fucking contribute is what you're going to do. When I tell y'all, just aggravating as shit. This is why I don't get involved. This is why I don't get involved in none of that with them. I literally only talk to her when there's something going on with the house. That's it. And it requires both co-owners to have knowledge of what's happening. That's the only time I talk to her, and the only time that I really am like, I should really call her and tell her that I have something going on. Other than that, we're not doing that. Because that's detrimental to me. It literally is detrimental to me. And that's not what my mama wanted, and that's not what my aunt wanted. But that's what reality is. And unfortunately, these two people are dead. Very dead. My mama been dead for 10 years. As of, no, not last month, but the month before that. My mama been dead for 10 years, and my Aunt Jean has been dead for 27. 27? Yes. My Aunt Jean has been dead for almost 27 years. It'll be 27 in July, the end of July. I know that's not what them women wanted, but they're very dead. So there ain't nothing I can do about that. And my grandma wouldn't have wanted that either. My grandma very much stressed, and y'all heard me say this before in the episode where I talked about all of the bullshitting and fuckery that was my mama's maternal side with dealing with that funeral and the aftermath of the funeral. My grandma was very big on family. She was very big on you take care of family. You help family when family needs help. It don't matter how much it costs, you figure some shit out, okay? You get your shit together, you pool your resources, and you figure out how you're going to make it work, and you make it work. That is what my grandmother pushed and what my grandmother instilled in all of the children. And I know that's what she did. I know that's what she did. I'm well aware that's what she did, okay? She did it even after I came along and I learned it from her, okay? So, again, these people swear you may not, they swear they know what you may have talked to somebody about and what you may not have talked to somebody about. They swear they know the conversations you had with people about things, and they don't be correct. They be assuming shit. And I'm like, all you doing is making an ass of yourself, because you have no idea what I may have been taught by somebody, what somebody told me, what I talked to them about. You don't have none of that. You don't have knowledge of that conversation unless you were there when the conversation was had. And about 300% of the conversations I had with my mama, none of these people were there. Except for maybe my auntie, who, by the way, what did we just establish, has been dead for 27 years. So I'm like, you have no knowledge of these conversations. You don't know what these people taught me and what they didn't teach me because you weren't involved. Not only were you not there, you chose not to be involved in my life and my upbringing to a close enough extent that you would know what was taught and what wasn't taught. You have no idea. You chose not to be involved. So now when I'm, 44 years old, you can't come in here and tell me what I was taught and what I wasn't taught, and what my mama and I talked about, and what my aunt and I talked about, and what my grandma and I talked about. You can't tell me none of that. You can't. You literally can't tell me not a damn thing. Nothing, not a damn thing, and shit. Okay? Let's be frank. So let's be straight up frank. I can't with these people. So yes, I know that going forward. I know, and I knew this. It just confirmed for me what I already knew. But I knew this. But that's fine. We'll make it work. We'll figure something out. But I'll do it on my own. I can do things on my own, and I can figure things out on my own. I don't need I'm grown. I can figure it out. So that is where we are. But other than that, ain't nothing going on. So I guess I'm trying to do another episode in a little bit. Maybe I might have some things going on. Talk about life. A little bit of something about something that's going on with me and the mister. We're live. We're here. In our newly roofed house. And gonna get started on them home projects, hopefully. So, I want to thank y'all for watching, and come back and watch more of my episodes. Try to do a little bit something more regular now that I got a little bit of a schedule going on, and might start studying for CPA, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully getting better at this job and learning the ins and outs. And we'll see what the future holds. If we got some promotions coming up, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. It's going to be years before I get a promotion of any sort going beyond this point that I'm at now. So we'll see. Hopefully though, we'll be making some progress, and we'll see some fruits of our labors. So I want to thank y'all for watching, and come back and check in with me in my life, the saga that is my life. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.